My name is Katie, and here are some of the cute photos that were miraculously captured despite our blood, sweat, and obliterated thigh muscles during our trip to Lake Maria State Park. Here I got to bake in the woods for the first time and examine some pretty intriguing gunk from the bottom of the lake. On our trip, we talked a lot about how to respect wildlife. One way I like to do that is by not feeding the wildlife. Feeding wild animals creates a dependency on humans that diminishes the animal's natural survival abilities. It's dangerous for the animal because they can end up starving. Feeding interferes and upsets the balance of the food chain, which for birds is often centered on eating wild fruits, seeds, small animals, and insects. In most cases, it is also important not to touch the wildlife. Animals are highly susceptible to diseases from human hands. They can die from bacteria transferred from your hands that has no ill effect on you. They can react badly to your perfume, lotions, body wash, and even worse, bug spray. Insect repellent is toxic to many animals and you can end up killing them. Frogs, dolphins, whales, starfish, and reptiles are particularly susceptible to human bacteria passed from your hands. If you want a hands-on experience with wildlife, just make sure to do so in the correct environment and sanitize your hands. This is a perfect example. As you can see in this video, my mother is handling a wild hummingbird. Her reason for doing so is because the little bird was trapped in our tent, wreaking havoc on all our lives. So she brought it to safety where we fed it sugar water and let it rest in her hand until it felt brave enough to fly away. If you look closely, you can see how fast the hummingbird was breathing because it was very nervous. And of course we did a little photo shoot and introduced him to my dog Wally. Here's an example of what not to do. That is my cousin Lucy, and she really loves picking up frogs. She could be harming the frogs with her fruity lotions and such, and is probably somewhere right now causing chaos to her local frog community. In this video, I am exhibiting what I like to call tree bowling. There hasn't been much research done on this sport, but hurling 20-pound balls at tree trunks probably isn't very environmentally friendly. So far, no trees have retaliated, so I can only assume there have been no casualties. However, I do not encourage anyone to do this, but I'll just say, it's really fun. On the other hand, if you ever find something like this dead bald eagle, it's okay to wear gloves and examine it, but make sure to call your local wildlife service office. In 2018, my family and I decided to visit Ireland for a nice vacation, but also so that I could edify my understanding of my own heritage. There is a famous Irish proverb that says, "Nature is stronger than nurture." Our environment really affects our well-being, and the Irish seem to have a great understanding of that. My grandma loves the moon, so whenever I see it, I think of her. And this is my dad, and that is my dog Wally. My dad is a very influential role in my life and has contributed a lot to my love for nature. When I was a kid, he was always taking me camping, canoeing, or fishing. A few years ago, he built a cabin in the woods of northern Minnesota and has lived there since. He constantly encourages me to get outside and, most importantly, to go visit him so that I can breathe in fresh air and clear my head. He likes to remind me of how Winston Churchill would retreat to the countryside when he fell into a depression. I too have found that being in nature away from the city is the best medicine. For me, my relationship with nature has always been that of a healing one. It's so easy to feel disconnected when I'm in the cities, but I'll forever be attached to the clarity that a forest, mountains, ocean, or a sky full of stars can provide. I associate nature with family, comfort, and happiness. Edward Abbey once said, "Wilderness is not a luxury, but a necessity of the human spirit."